M. Tanushree from class 9th Lily.
Myself K. Jivza from class 9th Lily, Arvinda Model School.
Myself A. Venla from class 9th Lily.
And myself Jnaneshwari from class 9th Lily.
Myself K. Saranya from class 9th Lily.
Myself Tasneem from class 9th Lily.
As the part of Wipro project, we are here to meet our incharge, Mrs.Varalakshmi ma'am. So, hi ma'am.
Hi.
So, what is the difference between the waste management that in your childhood and this present generation?
Yes. So the topic you have taken, the waste management, is very, very important topic. And what I am seeing nowadays and what I have seen in my childhood are entirely different. But I used to see my grandmother, grandparents, my mother, my father, how without much education they used the resources to the fullest. That means they never wasted. So I remember, my mother made a basket with some weaving basket. So she gave it me in, I think in 4th or 5th standard. So I used that basket till my 10th standard. So now what we are using, that plastic carriers. So they will break. And we are getting it cheaper, the plastic. So what the children will think, so if it breaks, they won't repair it. They buy the new one. Their mind goes for the new ones. But we should think that anything should not be wasted. So there are many possible ways to be used it later. So that was the motto of this waste management. But nowadays we are getting everything cheaper, so we are thinking to buy it. So I used that basket nearly 5-6 years. Then that basket was used to bring vegetables from the shop. So we used to carry. And my mother, she used a big basket to bring the provisions for a monthly provisions, groceries. But now when we go to like supermarket, they are packed. But I used to go to market with my mother with a big basket, and there in the market, the big markets, they used to pack with the newspapers, and they used to tie some rope, which is not plastic, jute rope. So my mother, after keeping all the provisions in the tins, so that tins were not like plastic tins. So mostly they were steel or glass. So I do remember when any festival, especially Sankranti festival. So when Sankranti festival comes, she used to keep all the utensils outside. So there we used to have brass. They are to be washed. Now these are plastic, they are not washed properly. But in olden days, if you see, and there are most of them are joint families. So when festival comes, even they used to make all the snacks and everything. The neighbors would come there. They used to sit together and they used to do all the things, what are the floor and everything. So when they used to do the floor, they used to get paddy. So and in my childhood I used to see a lot of buffaloes, cows for almost 2 or 3 houses. So the waste food, the food was not wasted much, but if the food was wasted, they used to keep one like bucket. So my mother used to keep one bucket. So whatever she keeps the dust, the peels or everything, she used to keep in the bucket, that waste food and everything. So that buffalo owners, they used to come to our house and they used to carry that waste and they used to feed that to the buffaloes or cows. And even in my childhood, I used to see lot of hens and chicks. So hens and chicks, they used to eat the insects or this food or grains. So there were lot of paddyలో ఎక్కువ ఉండేవి కదా. So they used to throw on the soil, so they used to come and they used to eat. So even paddy, rice was also not wasted that time. But now, if you see the rice now, it was very rarely we are seeing that paddy. It was fully polished. And even the energy consumption. So there we used to have, I do remember, we used to have kerosene lamps. So even that lamp was not, she used to make with the glass bottle. If you see the glass tonic bottles or something, we used to keep a hole for that lid. And she used to keep a cotton, cotton cloth. And she used to keep kerosene there. And she used to light it. So we studied like that. And after that we got power. But power it was used very less. Because in my childhood we don't have ACs or refrigerators. And we used to have the hand pumps. So in my childhood, in my home, we used to have the hand pump. And for the washrooms also we used to go with a bucket of water. Right? So if we go with one bucket of water, we know how much we use. We don't waste it. If we have tap, we use it much, no? So we don't know how many buckets of water we are bathing. But there we used to carry, but we had to pump it, no? So one bucket I used to carry to my bathroom, and I used to take bath with one bucket. If it is head bath, 2 buckets. So like that, we are aware about everything. Hand pump or anything. So we used to wash the clothes, and even the clothes were not, I do remember, nowadays we are buying many clothes even for, if there is no festival also we are buying the clothes unnecessarily. But I think in most of our generation, we used to buy clothes only for Sankranti festival. Like they used to buy 3 or 4 pairs. So throughout the year, we used only less clothes for every birthday, function. So reusing the cloth is also the part of waste management. And we should use our clothes to the fullest till they torn. They were not, they should be used completely. And after that they can be used for something, for cleaning or swiping some windows, or like cleaning the utensils. So that can be reused. So there are many methods of reusing, no? So in olden days, we used to keep the peels in the plants because there were no fertilizers. Every house used to have some plants. So whatever we use, the onion peels, egg shells, everything we used to keep there. Because in the days, like now, there are no sanitation workers. They won't come to our house and they won't pick these waste material. They won't come. So it's our duty to keep our house clean. So we were very conscious where to keep, what to keep. So we should not throw somewhere. And even we used to burn the things, some of the things they used to burn. And even festivals, they used to use, mostly we used clay. Like my mother used to cook in clay pots. And the materials we used mostly of wood and glass. So these type of materials, they are degradable. They are degradable in soil. They are easily soluble. So there was no plastic that time. So if it is glass or this one, even if it is broken, it can be completely soluble in soil. So even I used to keep money. Now you are using some kiddie banks or something to keep this. That one was used to made with clay. Munta anevallu. In mother tongue, in Telugu mother tongue, we used to call it as munta. So whenever our parents comes, they used to give 1 rupee, 5 rupees, like that. We used to keep them. And after that, when that was full, we used to break it. And we used to break it very happily because it was full, and with that we can purchase something. So even if it is break, we used to keep that broken pieces in the soil. So when it rains or when we keep water, that clay would easily decomposable to the plant. So in my childhood, there are many things which are reused, reduce, reuse. So with that, what we can do is, we won't go for the new things. So reusing is not only for clothes or for the utensils, it is energy. Nowadays e-waste is much. Like we are using lot of computers, laptops and mobiles. Yes, these are all the e-waste also should be reduced.
What are the differences that you had observed compared to that generation?
Yes. So I think that generation is far better because we don't have any resources like now. So we used to use the materials many times because there is no option. But now here we are having many options, like we can buy plastic, but there the plastic is not there. So there was no option. We have to use whatever my parents gives, right? Plastic chairs. No, they were made with wood. If I see in my childhood, I don't have plastic chairs, wooden chairs. Even if they break, the carpenter used to come and keep some nails, and they were reused, repaired and reused. But plastic means it is not repairable. Mostly if it is break means we should decompose it, we should throw it. But that can be reused. So reusing things are many in those days. But now they were almost decreased. So as they are decreased, as this has come, everything the plastic has plastic brushes. You know, in olden days, I used to use my finger as the brush, or this, what is that called, ganuga, neem to clean our teeth. So they are all like organic things. There were no paste. Now the paste is very dangerous. Or you know, in olden days when you use wood, we used to get ash. Do you know that ash is used in many ways? That ash can be used to clean the utensils, even to clean the teeth. So a lot of dental problems will be reduced with that ash also. So we used to use ash for that. And in olden days there were no granites or what is that called, tiles. They used to use the animal dung to make that floor. So that is also being used. Nowadays cow dung what they are doing, it is not used by many things, but even the cow dung can be used to keep the house. They used to paint the house with that cow dung. They used to keep rangoli. They used to keep like that, no? So every part of animals, plants or whatever we use in the house, they were, in the previous generation, they were used to the fullest. But now they were not used much. So they are not used much, kabatti. That's why we are getting lot of waste management problems. That's it.
What about the functions that happened at that generation?
So in that generation, the functions are very, what is that called, eco-friendly. So even in outside shops, they used to have steel glasses only. If there is a function now, they are using plastic glasses. But even if there is function, we can bring that steel glasses, steel plates or fiber plates. And even festivals, if there are any marriages, they used that coconut leaves to make that, what is that called, shell, to make the wedding, everything. Now they are making in events. So naturally, so we used to have that functions in that way. No plastic. They used to use the natural flowers. No plastic flowers for decoration. So they use like rangoli, turmeric, kumkum. So even for natural colors. But now there are many artificial colors, no? So for anything. But then like wheat flour, rice flour. Rice flour is also used to make rangoli. Why do we use rice flour? So when we keep rangoli with rice flour, it's a food for many insects. Lot of ants will be coming. Now we are using chalk piece actually. So there were scientists, our grandparents, grandfathers. So they brought lot of things which are very useful, very reduce, reuse and everything. But now they were almost, they were not being utilized, they are not being known to the people like you now. So we use lot of things which are very danger to our health, wealth and everything. Health and wealth also. We are using like calcium paste like that, but they are not good. So going for organic things should be done. The organic peels and everything. So the waste management should start from each individual. It's your duty, not the whole world. First you must start with you. So this year I should not buy much clothes. This year I should use this object for long time till it is not repairable. Like that you should have some control over the things. We should use the fan when it is necessary. When there is air outside, we can sit outside. Not using unnecessarily anything, the waste is managed properly. So if we use unnecessarily, then only waste occurs. Then we need the management measures. If waste is not there, there are no need of management measures. So it should start from you, from your home, from every individual. So the waste management methods, and even in childhood we used to have like soap nuts, kunkudugailu something. Now we are using small packets, that shampoos. That small packets, they take lot of time to go into the soil and they are very danger. Like that, if you uses monthly, suppose 5 packets, you uses, I use, everybody uses. Like that, the whole world, how many packets of shampoo packets are there? So those are the things, and we should take not to go for junk foods. If you want to keep to animals, we should use fruits or vegetables. Then if they are wasted, we can keep to that animals. But we can't keep pizzas, burgers to animals, no? Even if they are wasted, we will throw outside. And not using covers. When we go out, we should carry our own things. Like how I used to carry basket when I go to shop. So like this, we can manage all the things. Any more?
Were you segregating the waste?
Yes.
Till today?
So mostly I segregate the waste like dry and wet. Okay. So we won't get much paper as there are not small kids in my home. We used to get only that vegetable waste and like that, no? So that will be, I have some plants. So we will use that for that. Then we don't use much quantity of anything. Whatever we need, that only be cooked. We should cook according to our needs, no? So we should not cook. Overcooking is dangerous, no? If we cook, that will be wasted. We will throw somewhere in the drainage if there are no animals around us. Why should we cook more? So limited. So we should be very conscious about whatever work we do, right? If we not wasting and doing anything, it's a big work done by us. Not going for waste is the first step we have to do. That's it. Being wasting a lot of things and reducing ideas are not good, no. So what we have to do, first of all, we should not waste anything. Your clothes or your anything, the bangles or anything, we should be conscious when we buy the things. The things which can be used for longer time and which are made with good type of material should be used. Not like plastic. So when we are conscious about the things what we do, wastage measures can be reduced a lot. First waste cheyadam, we should stop. Right?
Which waste was more at your generation?
Almost our waste we used to get, but they were not at all harmful to the soil or earth or anything. Waste is there, but everybody is conscious. So they used to generate very less waste. Very less waste. But if we see now in the streets, we are finding lot of waste. But in my childhood, I never saw that much of waste, even in a big village also. Because every home used to produce very less waste. Because they used to have some garden, they used to have their own animals. So like that, the waste is being used in their homes only, maximum. If there are very few, they used to throw in the out of the village, somewhere, not in the village or public places. They used to have some big area outside. So there, because nobody will come to our home and collect, no, so they used to take that and they used to throw which are not used. But if there are wood or anything, they used to keep in bogi mantalu, that broken chairs, or they used to make some other materials with that wood chekkalu something. But most of the waste was not being produced in my childhood. Even I never saw. Even we used to have hand pump, we used to have wash the clothes, and we used to have very less clothes, very few. So the wastage is much. But nowadays we are seeing even the clothes are also thrown outside. We never saw like that, because we used to have that for many years, right?
Ma'am, as you said that you used steel and glass things in your childhood, right? So did you find any hazardous waste? Hazardous waste means which are broken and which are harmful to us, right? So did you find any broken glass pieces in your childhood? It's like much more hazardous waste.
So we were very conscious because we used to have that glasses. So, but nowadays when the child holds any glass, their parents or they are very afraid. It will be broken, hold it carefully. But we don't have like that. Even if it breaks, we used to remove that very consciously. That is also part of a skill, no? So sometimes some things break. So we have to use them properly. We have to take them, remove them properly. That is also a good thing. And when we keep any things in that glasses, they can be used for a long time. If you see the things, the provisions which we keep in tins, like plastic tins, we used to get, they used to damage very quickly, very fast. We used to get some worms or something. They were not good, no? So if the things which were kept in steel or glass, so see, in the olden days we used to have like jars, jadi antaru in mother tongue, in our Telugu mother tongue. We used to keep pickles in that, which were very fresh even for 1 year. But nowadays if we see, if we keep in plastic or somewhere, that pickle within 1 or 2 months it is damaging, no? It's being destroyed, fungus, like that. Because that material was very nice. And even if you see, in olden days they used to keep the rice and everything in their what is that called, jute bags, goni chanchilu antar. So they used to clean all the dals, rice before, when they get from the farm, and they used to keep in that gunny bags or something, and from that they used to have. And do you know that naturally they used to keep, when there is hot sun, they used to keep outside there. They used to keep some cloth and they used to dry them. So there are the natural methods. Nowadays they are living in apartments. There is no place to even keep anything dry. See, even our clothes in olden days, there was lot of place in our home and they were under the sun. So the clothes which were under the sun, they won't get any bacteria or fungus and they are good to have. But nowadays we are using washing machine and comfort something, and we are making our clothes to dry in the dryer only, because there is no much sunlight in the apartment areas. But the clothes are to be dried in the sun. Sun is a natural, what is that called, natural thing which destroys many fungus and bacteria. But nowadays there is no sunlight in many of the houses. In our childhood, we used to sit under the sun in the morning. We used to get sun into the house. So we were naturally healthy. But now the sun is, there are no ventilation, nothing. So naturally many disturbances.
Do you see any difference between the materials that you used in your childhood, like wood and even these jars are also not completely pure. They are also somewhat polluted.
Yes. So now they are making, but they are not at all pure things. They are not pure. So in olden days, they used to make things with clay which are very natural. Now they are making which are very delicate and thin. And they are making nowadays that clay also as commercial, actually. So the jars and everything. But we should go for that olden days, which are possible ways to make the waste management. We should follow some. We should make some of the things mandatory. They are very important. So not wasting water, or not what is that called? Not throwing anything outside. Not mixing that wet and dry waste, which are to be recycled. The papers. We should also bring awareness among our relatives and our neighbors, and as a part of the school. And you also should bring awareness among all the, especially your parents, your neighbors. So our neighbors, our side neighbors, they do something, they throw something. We should make them aware, and we should use our cloth bags. Your bag also can be used many times. Even I used my school bag every year. So when it breaks, even we can stitch it. Not going for the new things. Even our slippers, when they are torn, we can make stitch with a cobbler. Why should we go to the buy when it is not at all possible to stitch it? Then we can throw. Why should we go for the first time to the new chappals or the new something clothes? Even the clothes, when they are torn, we can stitch simple things. The button can be kept. So these are all the simple things what we can do, and with this little change from our side can bring lot of changes.
What advices you want to give to this present generation?
Yeah, advice means, even if we give advice, it's not like that. It's doing our part. We should feel first. So this is wrong. This should not be done. If we know that, we should not do that. And we should, it is to be stopped, means we should stop this, and that alternative method is there. We should go to that method without going for the wastage and without being polluting our, because you and your future generation should have all the resources. If we use all the things, waste, if we go on wasting without reusing, recycling, and like that, for further, all the natural resources will be exhausted. They will be completely, what you do, your children will do, our grandchildren will do. So they will be the sufferers. They are the sufferers. They didn't do any harm, but they will be the sufferers. Because my grandparents, my mothers, they didn't do any harm to that generation, they didn't do. But this generation they are doing, and that generation they won't affect actually. Who will affect? Your generation and your further generations, they will affect. So the mistake is done by somebody and the victims will be somebody. So this should be taken seriously, and you, like Malala, what she said, why are you wasting our generation? You are spoiling, and how should we live? She spoke like that. So you have to speak, because ultimately you will be the sufferers with all these things. So you are having the right to bring the changes, right?
If you get a chance to reduce the waste by putting any one of the act, what will it be?
Maximum I use anything to the fullest, and maximum not going for the things which are not necessary. If I want only, if I can have only 2 buckets, it's enough. Why to buy 4 or 5? So whatever the materials we need for our work, we should have only that much. Not going for many things. Even if we take keeping slippers of 6 or 7 pairs, what is the use? It's good to have only 1 or 2, but it should not be more than 2. So like that we should, what I think is, I don't go for the things which are not needed. I don't go for the things which are not needed. So I have some 10 of some sarees or clothes. So that are enough for this time. So if there is need, then I will go to the next option to buy or something. Till then I should not think about that. We should be aware. We should not take that seriously and no, I should get. No, we should stick on to some of the things. I should not waste. I should not waste food. Whatever I kept in my plate, I should eat everything. Suppose if I waste anything, that should be given to some birds or animals or something. I should not throw out. So like that, and I should cook how much I will. So like that, I am particular about some of the things and I stick on to that.
Can government play an important role to reduce the waste?
Yeah, the government plans everything, but it's our, because of this overpopulated country, everything cannot be done by government. So we should do our part. First it should start from our home, our family, our street, our village. So we should bring like awareness. The governments, they will talk about all these things. They will implement something. They will do all the things. They will tell. They are telling to segregate the dry waste, the this waste, that way. But nobody is taking it seriously. But even when the collectors, sanitation worker comes, if in my home, if I mix all the things, they should not collect from our house. They can do that. If they mix everything, why should they take? So we are telling the dry waste, medical waste, they are giving something, no? The medical waste, the dry waste, the wet waste, they should be separated. If we give everything mixing to that sanitation workers, they should not take from the people. So with that, I think some change may occur from the household people. They may think, oh, they are not collecting, so we should be very aware. So see, all the family members, you see, listen, you keep all the onion peels and these things in one basket, all the wet dry things in here and the medical things here. So we will talk in our family and we try to do it correctly, because they are not collecting our waste. So like that, they also can do little that type of things, I think so.
Do you think that the waste can be managed by following the previous generation's methods?
Yes, we can do, but it's a $1 million question that how the people will follow that, because we want everything more. Even if it is little damaged, we don't like to use it. So that thinking should be, mentality should be changed. Then only we can do anything. Otherwise, we look for new things. When we go for new things, how can the waste be reduced? I think so.
People are saying that due to lack of time, we can't separate the waste. So how can they separate the waste at the home?
Why there is no time? I don't think so. Time is not a factor at all. It's our mindset, because we are having, we should keep different dustbins for everything. So then our mind should be habituated. So this is for peels, this is for this, this is for this should be kept here, this should be kept here. Our mind should able to do whatever is correct. So we should go there and keep there.